Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including the latest bestsellers and new releases.
Audible is the destination for thrilling audio entertainment with next listen recommendations to habituate every type of thriller listener.
The time is now more than ever to embrace the breathtaking, sinister, and shocking tales that have enthralled you, especially with brand new exclusive thrillers from best-selling authors who are guaranteed to keep you gripped.
So, Ronnie, I recently downloaded Squeeze Me by Carl Hyacin, mainly because it shows a martini glass with a snake tail wrapped around it. I mean, what else needs to be said? And I am very excited to listen to it later today.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. Do you struggle trying to reach those corner lashes when applying mascara? L'Oreal Paris' new Panorama Mascara catches every lash for corner-to-corner volume.
Your sister has been using this, right?
She loves it. Yes, they sent me some, and I gave it to my sister and my nieces. And actually, I looked at, I saw my niece the other day and was like, your eyelashes, is that the new mascara? She's like, yes, look at them. They were like fanned out. I mean, this is a great product.
You can buy Panorama Mascara on Amazon today.
Want to see life in panorama with fully fanned out lashes? Now you can with L'Oreal Paris Panorama Mascara that creates corner-to-corner panoramic lash volume.
Okay, it's time to commit. 2024 is the year for prioritizing yourself. Begin your new smile journey with Byte, and you could start seeing results in just 2 to 3 weeks. Just order your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95 at Byte.com. Byte Clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer financing options, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on the old brovs. I'm Ronnie, and that is Ben over there. Hello, Ben Jamun.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. That would be your name if you were Lebanese too.
Ben Jamun.
Jamun.
Yes. And Ronnie, your name, if you are Hebrew, would be... I'm not sure. Moisha.
Moisa?
I don't know.
My name in other
Rani.
cultures never
It'd probably
fits.
just be Rani.
Yeah, I think it would be that too. Rani. That would fit. But my name never fits in other cultures. Although my name is Rondel Wadea. It's kind of a tricky one. But in Spanish class, they used to call me Nacho, which you would think fits because like nachos, and I'm the chubby kid. But I always found that kind of offensive. And I think I named myself that, actually, now that I think about it, because they wouldn't let me be papas, which is potatoes. Okay, everybody, welcome to the show. Today is Summer House Day, where they don't eat any of these things, really, unless they're completely shit-faced at the end of the night. But we're going to watch them do it today. Welcome to the show. We have live shows coming up next week. We're in Los Angeles for the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival. It's at 9:30 p.m. on Friday night over at the Kookaburra Lounge in Hollywood. It's going to be so fun. Small, intimate show. Come hang out with us. We're going to do our first ever House Hunters recap because that shit's funny. Okay?
It's going to be so
come
good.
See it. I know you're probably thinking, that doesn't sound exciting. Well, I don't want to watch
No,
House Hunters
who would
recap.
say that?
It is exciting. It's so much fun. We're going to make fun of food court type people. It's our favorite thing to do.
Listen, we've all watched House Hunters. We've all been on JetBlue. We've all had to wade through channels and we wind up at House Hunters. We've all watched it. We're all the same people. We're all Bravo people, but Bravo people, we're also House Hunters people. House Hunters is so fun to make fun of, and we think this will make for actually a really funny live show. So come join us. We'll have a great time.
So we're doing that. And then the following few weeks, we're going to London, Birmingham, and Dublin, darling. I think London is actually sold out. So
it's
sorry
very
about
close
that.
to being. We just got a ticket count right before this.
Just stick with
it. It is
roll with it.
extraordinarily close to selling out.
Roll
There's
with
like,
it.
we're talking about like 20 tickets left, maybe.
Yeah, there's
so
a
if
list,
that's
so
we're hearing rumors that there's a wait list. We don't know if that's confirmed, but according to the counts that we have, there's probably 20 or 30 tickets left. So if
and
you're
there were
interested, if you're on the fence,
65,000 tickets available, which is
I know that was what
crazy.
was wild. I was like, I cannot believe we sold out Wembley Stadium. So
Yeah, we did it,
anyway,
guys. We're like the Queen. So R.I.P. So we're gonna be there. So there are tickets in Birmingham though. So come there. Why not?
Yeah.
Just make a trip of it, or go to Dublin. Who cares? Just come.
Yeah.
We're gonna love it. I can't.
And
wait
I
to
should
see
also mention, by the way,
all
I
of
did
you.
say that Dairy Girls was a British show, and I've been informed it's actually an Irish show. So
I really fucked that one up.
you know, you got to be careful. You got to be careful to
Dairy
what
that one
you
up, Ben.
what you ascribe to what countries, because you know you could mess things up there a little bit. So that's a Dairy Girls apology.
That was a very dairy apology from Ben. Okay, so that's coming up. And if you want this on video or you want our Vanderpump Villa bonus episodes, go sign up over at patreon.com, which is where our Crappens On Demand videos and all of our bonus episodes live. Let's get to Summer House.
Yeah.
810. The episode is called The Parent Trap.
Oh, that's a great name for it, because this was the episode where Lou has been around for a few years, hasn't really said much except "Hey, Carl." It's a lot of Lou is of Carl's mom saying, "Hey, you want to say hi to Lou?" And then Lou comes on and goes, "Hey, Carl," and that's all we see of Lou. And then all of a sudden, this episode was the one where Lou decides to read Carl for filth for 8 minutes.
Read Carl? He does not read Carl at all. He falls right into Carl's manipulation trap of blaming Lindsay and villainizing her even further on the television. So you're a sucker, Lou, okay? I see you over there. You've just been suckered into doing more of Carl's douchebaggery on television. Congrats. And guess what is not throwing me off the scent? Your t-shirt that says, "More life." More life.
I know. Hawking Carl's wares. I thought it was hilarious. I thought Lou being like, "What the fuck is wrong with you two? Like, why are you going into this marriage? You should not be together." I thought it was hilarious. That's a good interpretation on your part.
She's abused? Do you feel that you're abused, Carl? Oh, Lou, save it. Fucking Lou. Next thing, Lou's going to bring out a teddy bear and be like, "Show me on this teddy bear where Lindsay has hurt you, Carl." Get over it, Lou. You've fallen into the fucking trap, Lou. And then look at the mom sitting there all innocent, like she hasn't totally set Lou up for this. His mother has never loved him dating Carl. She's like, "You are mine, Carl. You will always stay with me. Break up with that girl. That girl wants something other than a Wednesday date. Break up with her, Carl." There, I said it. I said it.
Well, as we all know,
Carl's
Lindsay's
mom, by the way, is the sweetest woman on television.
I was about to say,
And
you leave
I'm reading
what's
her
her face
profile.
out of it. I forgot her name all of a sudden.
I'm half kidding because, of course, everybody loves Carl's mother. You know, like I do love her.
Yeah.
But I was
She is
thinking,
so
like,
sweet.
oh, wow, here we go. Finding a way to get your ultimate wish, Carl, to yourself forever and ever and ever.
And of course, by the way, just another shill for our House Hunters episode. Our House Hunters recap will be probably it'll be like making fun of their house. When you see their house later in this episode, that's what our live show is going to be like.
I want it to be close to the center of town, but I also want a flag on the front porch. We're going to be able to fit both of those things in? Or?
We want red carpeting, like the sort of red that you'd find on a candy cane. We just want that all over the house on the inside.
Okay,
So
let's get into this. So we're still at the space party, and Alex is there showing why he got fired because he's doing limbo with a doll.
I didn't even see Alex.
You don't even remember me saying, "Hey, look, it's Alex," last week?
No, Chris. Chris.
Alex.
Alex was the unmemorable person before Chris.
Oh God, sorry. I'm mixing all the boring men together. All the bland men together. Sorry about that.
So
There was
the
basically
reason
a Chobani yogurt vanilla flavored doing limbo with an alien there.
Yeah. So basically, we to go back in time, or the reason why Carl does have to run to his parents is because Lindsay wants something more out of Carl. She's basically like, she's saying honestly, in a very nice, I think a very nice way that's trying to be considerate and not like trying to trigger him. She's just trying to say like, I just want like something that like turns me on. It's like a man who's like crushing life. And he's like, oh, you don't think I'm crushing life? Oh, no, and I'm not criticizing you at all right now. I don't want to say the wrong thing because like I feel like we're in a good place and I'm like not trying to say that we have like the same amount of money. Just like that you're doing something like just bring in some sort of money, like anything, like literally stand on the corner with a can. I will be happy just with that amount of ambition. Like literally, please just do something for us.
And he's like, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. She goes, yeah, because I'm just asking you to figure out a little bit quicker what you want to do in life because I want to have a mom. I want to be a mom and have your children. That's what I want. I know what I want, to have your babies. And he's like, oh. She's like, I hope you're not uncomfortable. Sorry, I got so deep. Bye. And she's doing it in her baby voice, her condescending drunk. I'm drunk and I'm going to talk to you like a baby because we're a happy couple. Babe.
I don't think it's a condescending voice. I think it's like a... Carl needs this kind of voice to hear that like, this is like a safe. I'm not doing my drunken rage voice because she has to baby talk. I think Carl engenders a lot of this like
condescending is when you have to talk to somebody like they're a baby.
Well, I think condescending is when you do it almost to like
patronizing.
Be like, I feel like condescending is if you talk baby voice to someone who doesn't need it. But if you're talking baby voice because that is what they need.
If it's to an actual baby, you're just talking to a baby.
That's what you're just talking. Like, I don't think when I go goo goo gaga to a baby, I'm being condescending.
Right. You're just
Could you imagine? It's like, why are you
baby.
condescending to that baby?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to go up to a baby and be like, so what did you think about Joyce Carol Oates' latest book?
Well, maybe you shouldn't prejudge a fucking baby. How about that? Like, while we're on this conversation.
I will say this, Ronnie. I did pick up Dune, and I'm back into Dune, and there is like a smart baby in it.
God.
And that baby probably would. That smart baby probably would know about Joyce Carol Oates.
Oh my God, the smart baby.
It's a very smart baby.
The baby's like,
you have not ordered trash bags from Amazon in a while. Would you like me to take care of that?
it's just like the baby personal assistant.
The baby's like,
I just want to know what you're doing with your life. I just want you to crush life, Daddy.
Well, this is the only character you'll ever see on TV acting like they have been abused because their partner has asked them to get a job. This is hilarious to me. This is so fucking Carl. And then to be like, oh my God, like Lindsay basically is abusive and wants me to get a job. But like, oh, you know what? Lindsay doesn't support any of my dreams or my ambitions. By the way, I haven't worked in a year. Okay. But she hasn't supported any of my dreams. And by the way, that was a job that was handed to me, even though I didn't deserve it. And I quit because they wouldn't pay me more money that I also didn't deserve. But Lindsay is a dream killer and she won't support my sober bar. So, and then he goes, I want to work for Loverboy again. She's like, great, just do something. He's like, oh, Lindsay's abusive. Lindsay's abusive.
Yeah, I'm just like asking you to figure it out. And she goes, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. And like, I love you so much. And I'm sorry I got deep on you by accident.
which by the way, this is like the first time ever when Lindsay has confronted someone about something where she's like taken some accountability and tried to soften a blow ever. Okay, we've been watching this show for 8 years. She has never once said like, oh my God, I just want you to get a job. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. And like, I didn't mean to get mean. She normally would be like, get a job. So the fact that she's like, even like, being soft right now, I'm like, this is major progress on Lindsay's part. And then of course she's like, all right, I'm gonna go like party. Can you give me a boost? She like lifts up her butt so that way she can get out. But he's like, yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, I'm fine. And we can see that he's pissed off, super pissed off. But he's of course been like, yeah, no, everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. Everything's like totally fine. Yeah,
and notice doesn't bring up any of his arguments from later, which actually would make sense here, which makes me wonder if he's even telling the truth later. Because later, spoiler alert, he says, oh, well, she doesn't have a job. I mean, she's just an influencer. That's not a job. And I'm an influencer too. And maybe I make half as much as she does because I'm not a woman, which we all know. Women have it the best in the world. We all know women have a certain privilege in this world where they are just handed everything and the men get nothing, especially the tall, good-looking white men get nothing in this world. So I'm really, really upset that another woman is over there slaying it. But so
I'll give him a little pass.
How is
I give
that
him a little
not a job? So, but why isn't he bringing that up to her now and saying, but
this is why
I do the same thing you do, and I brought in $75K this year, Lindsay.
The reason why I'm going to give him a little pass is because like I'm like okay with people who are slow processors, mainly because I am one. And like if I'm ever confronted, I generally am like, oh yeah, sure, no, everything's fine. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? I'm like not good at like counter arguing in a confrontation.
I'm still arguing with myself about a recap of Potomac from like 2 months ago, and I'm probably arguing with myself.
So I will allow Carl some space for being a slow processor, but what I will not allow him space for as much is that he's really not being honest with Lindsay in this moment. He is pissed, and like he's just being like, okay, yeah. And he like doesn't communicate, and then he gets angry at her, and then he also kind of like mutates this later in the episode because she's saying, look, I want to have a kid with you. So I want to have a family. And when we have a family, I'm going to need to stay home and take care of this kid because I want to do that. And later on, he turns it into, well, her life goal is to become a stay-at-home wife. I'm like, that's not what she said at all, by the way, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, it's hard not to go there because, obviously we know how this episode ends. And you know that my head was about to pop off at the end of this episode, right? You know
I did.
That it was.
I thought you were going to be really... I thought you were going to be so amused by Lou. I thought you were going to be like...
Oh, I was.
My interpretation of Lou was really like, like this kid here is trying to act like, oh yeah, he's trying to pussyfoot around this crumbling relationship, and I'm just going to tell him as it is. You're in a shit relationship, and I was like, yes, Lou. But it's so funny because I didn't even think about it the way you did, which is like, oh no, Carl actually engineered this, which is quite possibly
100%. He's using everything to get everything he needs on camera to like build his case so he could be the victim in this scandal or whatever they're trying to do this season. But yeah, I think like if Lou was being real, he would have been like, listen, Carl, everything's a two-way street. I'm not going to believe that you're some fucking, innocent little person who never says anything and never starts anything. Because Carl does the whole thing where he's like, well, I mean, guys, I'm like partly to blame too. Like I can't blame Lindsay, but I'm terrified. Don't tell her. Please don't tell Lindsay how terrified I am. I mean, he is just getting away with this shit, and it's making me crazy. And I see him getting away with it with a large portion of the audience, which obviously, is fine. We all have different opinions. But then to see Lou, who's like, I'm a tough talking minister. Oh, really? Because you're not fucking paying attention, Lou. Open your goddamn eyes, Lou. I hope your tithes go down. Boo, Lou. Hey, you know what, Lou? If you were running for office, I'd run against you just so I could make signs that say, boo, Lou. Boo, Lou. I
was like, I feel like Lou should get an afternoon, like a daytime talk show, and just have people come on there and read them for filth about their terrible relationships.
You can just manipulate him into saying whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I moved us too far ahead. So we go back to this.
I love that for a talk show, though. I'd just be like, Lou, you know what? Everything in life is Carl's fault. And just get Lou to flip-flop on his own show. Like after commercial comes back, Lou just be like, Carl, this is it. I'm a minister, and I'm telling you right now, you need to come to Jesus, you little fucking loser. Now go get a job.
So we're back to the present. So Kyle is this is surprising. Kyle moves the party inside. They all move this big party goes inside. Normally the party stays outside. We rarely have the big party on the inside, but they made it like a big party on the inside.
I think the neighbors are a little sick of this shit.
That's what I think. That's why I was like, okay, they got a noise complaint. So now Danielle and Gabby sit down because for those who don't remember, there's other things going on the show, which is that Gabby is looking to get some dick, and Danielle, she just got some dick. She got some dick. She got the D, but she wants more dick. So they had agreed last episode that they were going to be win-women for each other. And Lindsay was like, well, I'm going to put some chum in the waters. I'm bringing in Dan. His name's not Dan. Joe. Is his name Joe? Joe the balloon guy. And they are going to compete over Joe. It's a very low-stakes bachelor.
It really is. I mean, it is. It is like there's like one bowling ball left on the rack, and we're going to fight over it. Joe's gross, first of all. Second, Gabby's not looking for dick. Gabby's just not that kind of girl. She's just like, whatever. I want a guy. Like, I want to talk to a guy.
She wants to
that's her
flirt with
thing.
someone.
Like, I'm going to like talk to a guy and flirt with a guy. And Danielle's like, dude, I want dude. And Gabby's like, yeah, but I have class. So I'm not just going to like find some dude to fuck on national television to hear about it from my parents for the rest of my life. Like, she's not for that, but Danielle is so desperate and clingy for a friend. And also, let's not forget that this is Lindsay's replacement best friend for Danielle. So Danielle's trying to worm her way in here and be like, make this girl just as desperate as Danielle, because misery loves company. And this girl's not as desperate. So she's over there like...
This is a big conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just an insecure person trying to bring another secure person down their insecure lane. You know what I mean? It's like when you find the new dork at school and make them sit at your lunch table and get mad when they might eventually want to sit at a different lunch table.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Well, I'm getting to that age now, Ronnie, where I see myself on camera and I can see the back of my head. The hair is thinning out. And honestly, I mean, I have to imagine that the past few years, the stress in our world, in our lives, has impacted it.
I mean, your hair is never just about your hair, and Nutrafol knows that. It could be your job, your deodorant, your hormones. It could be almost anything that has almost nothing to do with your hair. And that's why Nutrafol takes a whole body approach to hair health, addressing the problems inside to help hair grow on the outside, supporting your lifestyle, not just your hairstyle. With Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription or doctor's visits required. Free shipping and automated deliveries ensure you'll never miss a day. See results in 3 to 6 months.
Address your root causes of hair thinning with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code CRAPPINS.
Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code CRAPPINS.
That's Nutrafol.com, promo code CRAPPINS.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
I think that Danielle wants to be like a girl's girl. I think that she views herself as a girl's girl. I don't know if she's necessarily not a girl's girl, but I think that she wants to be like, I'm going to be your wing woman. We're going to get you some D. It's going to be fun. I think she likes to see herself as this like, listen, we are these self-possessed, modern women who, if we want to get D, we should be able to get D, which, by the way, is 100% like, yes, if you want D, go get the D. And I think that she's trying to be like this person. And she's like, I'll get D for you. You can get D for me. We'll all get D. It's going to be awesome. But I think in reality, Danielle's like, I will show you a man and I'm going to go after D for myself. Like,
I mean,
she only cares for herself.
That's what I was going to say. She's absolutely not a girl's girl. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be your wing woman. I mean, look, there's some D. Oh, my God, it's D. Hi, is your name Joe? Hi, Joe. I'm a CEO. Hi, Joe. Oh. Like, I mean, look, like she's like trying to set Gabby up, but then like competing with her and jumping in her path. I mean,
like they established last week that they're both going to go after Dick. They're going to both support each other, and I believe in the D-free economy. But that being said, Danielle, honestly, you did just get some dick like on Thursday night, like 2 nights ago, and it's not like, because you got dick and like you have to hold back from Joe. But like, wouldn't you as like a friend just be like, yeah, Joe's really hot, but I really want, like, Gabby wants some action. I just got some action. Let me help Gabby out. Like that's where it's like, why are you not thinking like that? I feel like a friend
Gabby
does that.
Wants it. Gabby had her moment to flirt with Joe, and she was like, gross. And
Gabby doesn't want it.
What's upsetting Gabby is that everybody's acting like Gabby is some social idiot because she can't get a guy. They're acting like she's like, incapacitated in the guy getting talent, and she's not.
Well, she is a little bit. Let's be honest.
Why is everybody acting like this? She is not.
She is a little bit
surrounded by idiots that she's not interested in. Gabby is not the type. She's not the quality. She's not low quality. She's not going to go for a low quality.
I like that she has.
Disgusting.
No, I like that she has standards. I think that the reason why she was pretty frosty to Joe was because she wanted to flirt with Joe on her own timeline, which I think is well within her right. And Danielle, after being like, I'll be your wing woman and you can be my wing woman, was basically like, okay, I'm going to go after him. Here's your window. If you don't act, I'm going to go for it, which is totally not cool. It should be like the guy's coming. Gabby should be able to approach the guy at the time and manner with which she wants to. She shouldn't have to feel this pressure like, if I don't do this now, I have to flirt with this guy right now, because if I don't, my window to flirt with him is going to close because of fucking Danielle. And that is so wrong. So, I mean, we've seen in the past that Gabby has like shot down stuff for like, oh, he's a Capricorn and I don't like Capricorn. It's like stuff that's like a little like, I think a little too strict. But in this case, I feel like, I don't know what I'm arguing about right now, but I think that my point is...
I don't know. You're making me feel like I should be mad, but I'm like, it's damn...
No, I'm like, why? I feel like I'm talking very angrily right now. I feel like I'm all over the map. But I do think that it's fucked up, that what Danielle did is fucked up, because I feel like Gabby... What Danielle should have provided the space and time for Gabby to approach Joe the way she wants. I think what my counter is, it's not about Joe being gross or not. I think that Gabby, like, once Gabby realized she wasn't going to be able to flirt on her terms, she's like, fuck it, I don't want to do any of this. That's what I wanted to say.
She did flirt on her terms, though. She was exactly Gabby. She's like, ew, do you want a shot? Like, treating him
but they were like
complete, utter garbage. And then he kind of flirted back. I mean, that's just how she flets her vibe, and it wasn't his. You know, some guys love that.
I think that, like,
look at Kyle.
I think that she was, I mean, that is her vibe, but at the same time, I do think earlier in that day, they were like, why don't you go talk to Joe? And she's like, I'm in, like, sweats right now or whatever. I don't want him to see me now. And then by the time that they're like, go flirt with him, Danielle was already over the guy. And she's like, I don't want to be this person that's competing with this guy. I don't want to be on The Bachelor. So she's already not into it at that moment.
Right, but they're peer pressuring her by being like, oh, you're never flirting with guys. You're really bad at it. And everybody's doing it. So she's like, oh my God, I guess I'm supposed to flirt with this guy, but he's gross. I mean, let's face it. She's already talked to the guy. She knows he's gross at this point. And so Danielle comes over to her and she's like, how's the mojo? How's the mojo, wing woman? You flirting with anybody? And she's like, oh my God, why does everyone think I'm like incapable? Like, I'm not incapable. She goes, actually, you are. You're like so closed off to the opportunity to, hey, Joe, hey, Joe, hey, it's me.
The opportunity to...
Don't you forget about me, dick. All right, what were we talking about?
I can't believe you're so closed off to the opportunity of being able to fuck a guy who professionally blows up balloons. And she's like, I mean, like, what? Like, just I'm closed off to fuck someone? And Danielle's like, yeah, well, like, you know, sometimes if it's not your perfect person, like, okay, so he doesn't work on Wall Street. So he doesn't work on Main Street. So he lives in a shack and blows up balloons for fun. So what? You don't even try to get to know their personality.
Mm-hmm. And Gabby's like, well, if I just wanted to kiss somebody, I could, but I don't want that. And so Danielle says, okay, is there any guy in this party that you like? And she goes, I mean, yeah, balloon guy's hot as hell. And then Danielle goes, yeah, but I'm already laying that groundwork. So...
It's so obnoxious. So
she
Gabby's like, okay, well then fine.
So she picks the person who's not even competing. It's just so sad. And Danielle honestly has made me feel this season bad. And I just don't like feeling bad for people, like worried bad. It's like she seems on the brink. And honestly,
Danielle going after Balloon Guy would be fine if it was not like prefaced with this whole guise of, oh, I'm going to be a wing woman for you. You're going to be part of this fun now. So
it would be fun if she wasn't trying to force Gabby into competing with her over something she doesn't even want, just so she could feel cool in front of all the other cool girls. It's like,
yeah, I think Danielle sees herself as like Samantha on Sex and the City. And I think that she's just not it. So Danielle's like, I mean, you didn't even flirt. I mean, with Joe, it was like, it was not giving flirtation. Oh my God, I'm so sassy. I just use I used the giving slang. It was not giving, you know, because people use that slang. You know what I'm saying? Giving. You weren't giving it. I was giving. Yeah.
Oh gosh. And so then we see a shot of Gabby shaking his hand awkwardly. So then Gabby's like, I just met him. What am I supposed to do? And she's like, yeah, but when you meet someone in a bar, you just meet them too. And there's like a vibe. There's like a dick vibe, you know? There's like dick swag, you know? There's like, dick, want to do a shot? You know what I mean? That's like a vibe. Like, look at me. I've got him hanging off me. I get numbers like literally wherever I go. Like so many numbers. I've got 6 numbers tonight already. I mean, I went to the buffet. I was like looking for popcorn and dicks fell on my head. Like literal dicks fell on my head. It's raining dicks. I just turned on the weather and it was like in the area of Danielle, it's going to be raining dicks the rest of the night. It's like nuts.
Okay, so you're saying I was closed off? Yeah, you were actually. Well, I don't think that's fair. And Gabby tells us, oh, okay, so I like this guy, so you should try to get him faster. Why are you trying to foster some kind of competition with me? Like, that's the wrong way to motivate me whatsoever. So now she's really upset, and everyone's partying and everything.
You know, later in the episode, I'm like, why is Gabby reacting like this? I think it's so. When I was watching, I was like, this is actually so over the top, which is very fitting for her, you know, because she is kind of like a little girl in a lot of ways. But now that I'm watching it back, I'm like, I think the most offensive thing that's happening is that Danielle has actually put you in a position of trying to compete with you on purpose because she feels she can beat you. And I feel like that has to be the worst feeling in the world. Like, that is the biggest diss in the world, where Danielle sets you to be the person up that she can beat.
I really don't like when people force me into a competition. Like, I have a friend, I love him dearly, but one time we were talking and I said, I mentioned how I made a turkey. And he's like, oh, well, turkey sucks. You should make duck. I was like, no, well, I like making turkey because I like the challenge of it. He's like, but no one likes turkey. You should make duck. And then all of a sudden we're having like a debate over what's better, turkey or duck. And I'm like, why am I debating this? Like, I don't care about this debate. I love duck. Duck is much better than turkey. But now all of a sudden I've been forced into being like the ambassador for turkeys in this stupid discussion. Like, why? I don't want to be but like people sometimes do that. Like, you're just doing nothing.
That you won that one. I'll bet you $10 that you won that fight. Bet you $10. Bet you $10.
And you're luckily, Ronnie, you're not that person. But like, there are people that just. But there's sometimes
ducks can kick turkeys' asses any day of the week.
100%.
I'm fighting for the stronger of the species.
Also, just I love ducks as just like birds. But like me saying that I made a delicious turkey has nothing to do with the hierarchy of poultry. But like right. I got backed into a debate and then I'm like, I don't want to be in this debate anymore. Yeah. I'm like, I didn't want to be in this debate in the first place. And that's kind of like what happens with Gabby, which is like, I don't want to, this was not supposed to be a competition.
Yeah, it's a competition.
I just wanted to flirt with a hot guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, look, the only thing you're backing Ben up into is dick. So back inside, Sierra is flirting with West, and her gay is there. He's like, we're ready for your real face, Sierra, show it. Cuss him, they're gonna kiss.
So they kiss. And then Balloon Guy's like dancing against the wall with Danielle. And just like, it's just ballooning it up.
He's like, yeah, I love that guy over there. Look at that guy there. Yeah, hey, toots. He's like slapping her butt.
He's amazing, yeah. So now Paige and Gabby and Amanda are like, they're hanging out. And Gabby's like, I need to talk to you. And Amanda's like, are you pissed? Tell me, was it about Kyle? Kyle! And
did Kyle tell you that he wants to stay in the city? It's so heartbreaking.
Gabby's like, Danielle told me I was like self-sabotaging. And I was like, first of all, having standards is not self-sabotaging. She was like, you weren't looking. And I was like, I scanned the room. And Paige is like, oh wait, hold on. I'd like to be part of this. Because I hear we're about to pile on with Danielle. Danielle has like a lot of opinions about a lot of people. Unlike me, who has a lot of opinions, but they're funny opinions and stylish.
Paige is like, yeah, Danielle had the nerve to say something about my relationship, and now I'm going to ruin her life. So come on in. Have a seat on my wood bed. Come have a seat. My beautiful fairyland bed.
So
then Danielle like senses it. So she's like, hello, dick searchers. What's up? Hey, it's a talent show. It's called Dick Search. There's so many dicks outside. We should make them have a singing competition. I'll be Ed McMahon and Pat Sajak. Because at the end of the day, I'm winning.
Dick American Idol. Dick American Idol. By the way, I'd like to also highlight, so in this party, yeah, Gabby looks so stunning. She's wearing this like sort of this black outfit. Her hair, she's sort of like teased out her hair. Her cheekbones just are like more like accentuated than ever. She just looks great.
Her
and
silver
Danielle
eyeshadow, I love.
Yeah, Danielle, it looks like a hot mess. She's wearing this like neon green. That's like it's like a sports bra, but also a thing that's hanging off of it, and like a jacket and like a skirt or whatever. It's just like she literally looks like a hat rack that people just threw clothes on as they walked in the door. I just feel like it's important to establish that.
It's just the instability there. It's showing. Sometimes fashion is a sign of instability, and it's definitely what it's giving right now. So Gabby is like, I'm going to the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom, and Paige is like, wait. So Gabby's upset because you said she self-sabotages? And Danielle goes, yeah, she does. Yeah, well, maybe you're just like being abrupt and abrasive. She goes, no, she just doesn't want to hear it tonight. But eventually she's going to like realize like I'm the president of Dickinstan. So like she's going to want to hear what I have to say.
But like sometimes you're like, you say exactly what you think and then like,
yeah, well, I just say it in like a funny way. I thought like everyone knows, like last dick standing, that was me.
well, it just like, I think I just like really threw her when you were being terrible,
and then it cuts to Gabby who's like, I'm like, you're crying over Joe the balloon guy, just so you know. Let's reel it in.
I think I can't let myself believe that Gabby is really sobbing over Jumble the balloon guy. I think she's sobbing because everyone's making her feel like she's completely incompetent to get a man, and she's already insecure about it. And you've got this girl sitting here like acting like you're never going to find a man. I think that's what's going on. I cannot let myself believe that she even heard that man speak for 2 seconds and gives a shit what the balloon guy thinks. Because
don't forget that Gabby's 3 best friends, her parents and her sister, are all pressuring her because her sister has a boyfriend, and now her parents are like, when are you going to get a boyfriend? So I think that like she has a lot of pressure, and I think that there's also got to be something like, honestly, I can't even get the balloon guy. So Gabby's like, I can't take it anymore. Everyone is like, what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you flirting with this guy? Like, why does it have to be on everyone's terms? Like, why does everyone look at me like I'm the issue? And she literally starts doing Taylor Swift. She goes, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
No, Gabby, you're not the problem. Kyle's the problem. I'm sorry to make you feel included. You want me to make some guac? I can do that.
Gabby, would it make you feel better if you just said Kyle really long and slow? Try it.
Kyle. That did actually make me feel a little better.
Okay, let's do it together. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, is the balloon letting the air out slowly in here? I hear my services being needed.
Hey, is there a leak? So now Paige is still talking to Danielle, and she's like,
stylish person to unstylish person. Sometimes you can't say what you're thinking to people. Like, for instance, I don't just like walk up to you and say, wow, it looks like you paid full price for that at Express, and you're probably the reason why it's going bankrupt. Even though you did pay full price. What I'm trying to say is you're an Express customer.
You're embarrassing.
I don't know if this is really landing.
Embarrassment.
So Danielle's like, oh, well, I didn't mean it for it to go this way.
Well, just you have a way of saying things that's like annoying and unpleasant and unwelcomed. And she goes,
whoa, well, it sounds like I really struck a chord.
She goes, yeah, like, you know what? My personality type is like in your face. Like, this is why as a founder and a CEO, I have to really try and understand workers' personalities. And Paige is like, and they're so mean. The editors are so mean because they totally inserted clown music. She's like, I'm a founder. It's like,
well, what's also so
how's that
funny
app coming, Danielle?
I know.
Please let us all know.
It turns out it's the online ordering app for something about her. So Paige is like,
Paige is also like, you're just sort of like, you're this way and this is who you are. But if they did it to you, you'd be like, who the fuck are you? And Danielle goes, no, I would just combat it. I'm like, that's literally what Paige just said. You would combat it. Like you would not hear it. Stupid CEO and founder.
So she's like, look, I don't receive bad stuff the same way that she does. And I thought we were good enough that she wouldn't receive it that way. And Paige is like, she's not an employee, Danielle. Okay. She's going to be hurt. And we just hear Gabby in the bathroom like, oh, and my makeup looks so good too.
Paige is like, oh, and also I just want to amend it. When I said she's not an employee, that was the implication that you actually have employees, which you don't. So Paige is like, I mean, your friend is crying in the bathroom, and you're talking about being a CEO and founder? Hold on. Of what? Literally of what? Like 1,000% of what? Felt good to get that out.
So she's like, go talk to your friend. She's like, no, that's dumb. I'm not going to go talk to her. You made her cry. I don't care. So she leaves. And Paige, she's trying to leave. And Paige is like, oh, you act like you're this moral compass. And she goes, you know what? You're trying to project that on me? And that's real cute. Not a moral compass.
I just said...
Not a moral compass.
It's giving moral compass. Yeah, I did giving slang again.
It's giving moral compass right now.
Paige is like,
I just said to you that you made your friend cry, and you said it's stupid. That's you thinking your opinion is more important.
She's like, I'm telling you, I didn't do that. That's giving hypocrisy right now. And I'm saying that as the founder and CEO of the giving slang.
Okay, and I'm telling you, she just said that you did that. So Gabby's like, ah! Fine, you know what? I'm going to go do it. I will go see how your friend is feeling.
So she goes to the shower, and Gabby's still sobbing because she's in the shower now sobbing. And Paige is like, oh, God, please stop. Please. I'm trying to be nice here, but this is disgusting. So Danielle is all mad. So Amanda's like, well, Danielle. She goes, oh, yeah, blow it up bigger than it needs to be because I guess that's what we do here. Goodbye. And Amanda's like, hey, fine, walk away. You'll have a conversation with Paige, but not me.
And so begins Amanda's storyline of turning this into somehow that she's the victim here.
So funny. And Amanda goes, oh, great, Danielle. That's really sick. Sick, Danielle. What is this thing Danielle and Amanda are now both doing tonight? Danielle's like, get some Riz.
It's giving too much, okay? Giving slang. I'm sorry. If you don't understand giving slang, there's nothing I can do to help you.
So we come back from commercial and we get my favorite sound effect. So Gabby's still crying and Paige is like, she's just jealous. And then Amanda's like, oh my God, I was going to talk to her, but I'm not even good enough to talk to. And then meanwhile, Gabby's on the phone with her sister and her sister's like, breathe. I just need you to breathe. I don't know why it's echoing over there, but please just breathe. I have a boyfriend over here. Oh my God, why did you say that to me? Sorry, I forgot.
Gabby, I just think you have so much pent up. I think you've got a lot going on.
And then Lindsay comes wandering in because Lindsay can tell.
She's like, I think my sidekick is crying.
So she comes in and so she's like, they're like, Amanda's like,
okay, Lindsay. So basically, like, Gabby is like breaking down, and like, long story short, Danielle told her she's self-sabotaging, and then she felt pressure from everyone. There's like a lot to it, and basically, like, I'm the one who got hurt the most because like Danielle didn't even want to be mean to me. She was like, you're too worthless to be mean to right now.
And Amanda's like, yeah, you don't have to go in there. I think we should leave her alone. And Lindsay's like, well, I think I should check on her because that was like a hyperventilation situation. Also, I need her to know that Carl still doesn't have a job. So I'll be right back. So Amanda's like, are you and Carl good? And she's like, oh, no, guys, it was a breakthrough combo. Like, I'll tell you later, I promise.
It was a breakthrough, and then I told him that I wanted something from him without screaming at him, and he said, yeah, I'll totally provide that for you, because he just nodded and looked at the space in front of his shoes, which I think means, yeah, totally on the same page as you.
Commercials. Here comes one right now. T-Mobile has invested billions to light up America's largest 5G network, from big cities to small towns, including right here in yours. And great coverage is just the beginning. Right now, families and small businesses can save up to 20% versus AT&T and Verizon when they switch. Visit your local T-Mobile store today.
Plan savings with 3 lines of T-Mobile Essentials versus comparable available plans. Plan features and taxes and fees may vary.
So she goes to Gabby, and then Amanda's like, Paige, can I ask you a question? Do people take me seriously?
And Paige goes, in that outfit or in general? And Amanda's like, no, in general. And Paige goes, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, because in the moment, like, it was the moment it was one-on-one, and then she just, like, walked out on me. And Paige is like, yeah, no, people don't take you seriously.
No. Are you just figuring that out? So then Paige is like, she has a superiority complex. I'm bringing her down. And a CEO of what? So then Amanda goes, yeah, what? She goes, that's correct, Amanda. You keep it up. What? So then back at the party, a lot of white girls dancing very whitely. And yes, I only really noticed it on this show, okay? Yes, you're allowed to be white, people, okay? You're allowed. But I don't know, just make sure your dancing isn't always. You know what I mean? Okay, so Gay is with Sierra and West still, and he's like, oh my God, you know what? The lip on your hair is just too long. You need to show your lip. And I was like, is it a gay thing that we just immediately jump on the guy's mustache? Because I said the same thing. I was like, the mustache is too pokey. It needs help.
Yeah. And then there's like some back and forth, like Sierra and West kiss, and then the gay is like, ooh. And West is like, oh, you're not into hetero kissing? And he's like, oh, I'm not into her kissing anyone but me. I'm her gay. So then West is like, oh, that's hot. And then they're like joking, and then it becomes like a thing that like, oh, West and the gay are going to kiss. They like share a peck. And then the gay guy grabs his wiener. I'm like, the gay guy. The gay grabs his wiener, and West, it was like a weird grabby. I don't know, because like the gay is more like affectionate and the gay guy is more like pointing a finger. So the gay is like, one of us. So he goes and like he grabs Wes's wiener, and it was like all joking and everything. But I'm like, what is happening here, by the way?
Yeah. And so they're like, ah, ha, ha. But I like that he grabs his wiener and he goes, oh my God, ha, ha, ha. He just like screams like a lady and then runs away. And he goes, I'm impressed. So it was wacky. And then West is like, that is the first dick touch I've had in the Hamptons. Small win. I was like, sir, you've taken this girl on like 2 Wednesday dates. Can we not act like you should be having vagina served to you on a fucking tray? Who is this guy?
So now we're back in the shower. Gabby is still talking. She's still hyperventilating about the situation. And so her sister's like, don't talk until you breathe, Gabby. Don't talk. Also, I need you to not talk because I need to have a side conversation with my boyfriend. So Lindsay's like, okay, Gabby, I think I'm just going to like get you a drink because I just had like a breakthrough conversation with Carlito. Okay, I'll be right back. So Paige and
Amanda with Balloon Guy, and he's like, your outfit's fire. It's fire. And she's like, oh my God, did you just compliment me? He goes, yeah, I'd compliment you more if you'd let me, huh? She goes, you would? And he's like, yeah, let's make out. Yeah, it was a good make out. Oh yeah, your lips are so soft, like Mylar.
So then they kick everyone out of the party and everything. Carl's like, hey, thanks for coming. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming. You look great, by the way. You look great. By the way, it was really good. If you guys have heard of a job, don't tell me about it because it's too overwhelming. I'm a little boy. Too much.
If anybody has witnessed Lindsay emotionally abusing me tonight, I would like you to leave your number. You may be called as a witness. Do not tell Lindsay. She will take this out on me in really horrible ways. Okay.
Blink once if you need me to blink twice to show that I've been abused. Okay, thank you. So now Kyle and Amanda are hanging out, and Kyle's like, what's going on? Well, as soon as I started talking to Danielle, she walked out of the room and she doesn't take me seriously. I was like, she walked out of the room because she just had a confrontation and now she's mad. I don't want to take Danielle's side here, but she had a confrontation. She's mad. Whether it's justified or not, she's mad. She doesn't want to talk about it anymore. And now she knows Amanda's going to pile on. She just doesn't want to deal with it. Like you were number 2. You were the second one in line. It's over. So she just wanted to
Amanda,
leave.
no one's like going to come out there and just wait for you to berate them as well. Like nobody needs it from you. Okay.
No one wants to be berated by a second person. You want just
I
a
agree
single
with you.
beration and move on.
I agree with you.
I don't know if beration's a word, but it is now.
Beration Nation. That's my secondary podcast. So Joe and we get to see some Joe the Balloon Guy flirting. He's like, "Hey, what's the word tonight?" She goes, "We can do whatever we want." He's like, "Oh yeah, you're the boss. Oh, I like that. Yeah, you boss lady. What are you, boss lady? All right, tell me what kind of animal you'd like. I'm going to twist it right now for you, boss lady." Yeah?
She's like, "Oh, copy.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what's
copy."
bigger than this poodle? My dick. Yeah, you like that?
She's like, "How about you make a balloon out of an echidna, if you know what I'm saying? I like it, dick 5 times over." So Danielle tells us, "Sorry, Gabby, but you snooze, you lose. Somebody's got to take him." I'm like, well, that's exactly what Gabby's talking about. Like, it's just so rude.
Have fun with Balloon Guy, like more power to you, weirdo. So now Sierra and West are gonna go to bed together, but not sleep together, but not sex. And Joe sees them passing. What?
Well, they're gonna go to sleep together, but they're not gonna have sex because first they have to take every single thing off of her bedspread, and by the time they're done, they're both exhausted.
Truly, yeah. She's like, yeah. He makes some comment like, "We're going to do it." She goes, "Yeah, just hold your horses there." I was like, literally, it could take.
I have some toy horses on this bed. Could you please hold them for a second?
Yeah, you're going to need to find an alternate fucking space. So, let's see. So Gabby and Lindsay checks on her, but she checks on her in that, "Please don't make me listen to you." She's like, "Hi, Mary, you're leaving by yourself. This is bestie checking in. Okay, bye.
I'm having a lot of success doing baby voice tonight, so I thought I would do baby voice on you too. Does that help you?"
She's like, "No."
"Okay, see you in the morning."
I will say, this Lindsay versus Carl thing, it is hilarious just how clueless Lindsay really is. Like, that she could be having this effect on Carl and literally not have any idea. Like, she really thinks she won the night. She's like, "My relationship's great. I just had this amazing conversation with Carl. He's totally going to have a job by the end of this 3 weeks when he said he was going to have a decision. I am winning." Like, she's just so happy thinking, like, "I'm finally hanging out with these girls. I'm getting to tell them my relationship is great." Meanwhile, Carl's like, "Oh, I'm abused, and Lou's gonna have something to say about this on camera in about 20 minutes."
Because she was able. I mean, I understand why she's excited, because she expressed how she feels about something, and she was very direct about what she wants, and she was able to do it in a way that did not cause a big fight. So she's like, "Oh my god, I figured it out. It was a breakthrough." So she's like flying high.
I get why she's happy. I just think it's funny how clueless she is about her partner's feelings. You know what I mean? Like she has no idea that he's like absolutely miserable and planning.
She just has to look at his face. She just has to look at his face and see that he doesn't even want to look at her. And he's like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Fine." Like, she forgot about the rules of passive aggressive playbook, which is when you say, "It's fine. It's fine. It's fine." Anytime someone says it's fine 3 times in a row, they are more livid than you can ever imagine. And she just totally forgot that when he said it.
So, Sierra and West flirt in bed, and I know that everybody is like super rooting for this. I mean, I kind of am, just because I like Sierra. I want to see her end up with someone good, and West seems like he's good and cute, but I got to be honest, I'm bored. And I know that happens when there's like, I don't know, like a really popular cute couple. They just tend to be boring. Like, I was a waiter for a long time. I waited on these people. They have nothing to say to each other. You know what I mean? They're just like, "You're cute, I'm cute. Okay, we'll scroll through our phones, But I don't know. I want more. I'm not a hater of him. I like him okay. But I don't know. I'm not feeling it. It's a long way to say I'm not feeling it.
I really liked him, and I've been very happy with the amount that we get, which is actually not too much. It's not like over the top. I like it. I think they're really cute. So, but now they're in bed together and they're being cute together, and there's nothing really to say except for the fact that like they're joking about like, "Oh, I'm an alien who's a girlfriend," and like, "Did you take? Oh, I don't have any photos of me as an alien. No, I didn't take any pictures. Oh my god, that means you don't care. Just kidding. I have pictures. I do care." So now we go to Amanda, And Amanda and Kyle are having fun because they're in Club Send It, and the lights in there are voice activated because why not? And so the lights are going on and off, and they're like, boobies, boobs, boobs, boobs. He's like, see, all I need is this and the burbs, and then I'll move out there. I'll be so happy.
So then Danielle and Joe, he's like, what are you getting into? She's like, what are you getting into? He's like, boss lady. She's like, oh my God, yeah, I'm going to get into some ass and titties. He's like, yeah, dick, 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 dick. I was like, oh my God, these two are going to get married. So then Paige texts Craig, and she's like, Danielle was such a bitch tonight.
I know, such a Paige. She had a big smile on her face. She's like, ugh, I feel alive whenever I get to text that. And Craig's like, are you okay?
Yeah, she made Gabby cry. It was the most amazing night of all time. I have so much I cannot wait to bed session tomorrow. It's going to be great.
He's like, oh, shit. So then Danielle's in the other room, and she and Joe are getting it on. The lights are off. She takes off all her clothes and everything. And then she's like, going down on him. And she's like, wow, your dick really, you don't have to wear the condom. Yeah. So I'm actually on the other side of the room. I think you just gave oral to my dog balloon.
That was the giraffe balloon I left on the bed. I was trying to be sexy.
Maybe we should turn the lights on. How awkward.
Danielle, I'm surprised Danielle didn't just look up at the bedroom camera and go, dick, I'm getting dick. So
I'm surprised she didn't put a towel over the camera at the start of the scene, just so she could take it off to show everyone she's getting dick.
Oh,
I'm
not surprised she's not putting that towel up. She wants to be like, I got dick. It was on TV. Did you guys see that? I got dick. I got dick. I got dick. I got dick.
No, she wants to have a curtain rise
I'm
on
talking about dick. He's just staring up at me like, you're feeding me, right? No, I'm talking about dicks. Okay.
So West and Sierra, this is the part where they have to clean off the bed, so they do it. And then Joe and Danielle, he goes down on her. They have sex. It's everything you could want and love. And now it's the morning. now they're leaving, and they're giving each other tender little kisses on the shoulder and stuff like that. I'm like, this is a one-night stand. Stop with this charade.
I don't know. Not if Balloon Guy is interested. It's not. I think if Balloon Guy really does text her later, this could be on. Okay, this could be on. So sometimes you just need someone to answer the phone. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So there's going to be a group going to Montauk today, and Paige is like, gross. It's a Danielle table? No, thank you. I will not be sitting at a table that Danielle secured. That was so funny. And Amanda's like, that part, sick.
Yeah. And then there's it's time to pack. So there's packing music and everything. And Danielle comes into Gabby's room. She's like, knock, knock. Or should I say, a dick, a dick. 2 things I got last night. 1 from a balloon, 1 from Joe. Anyway, I want to chat before we hit the talk. That's my new slang. It's giving Montauk. So that's a double slang there because it's doing the giving slang, which I'm the CEO and founder of. And then also talk, which is the second half of Montauk. Are you following me here?
Let's call this meeting to order, shall we? Gabby's like, oh my God. So she goes, okay, yeah, we should chat because you were on a milli with your man this weekend. She goes, yeah, but that's what I was going for. She goes, well, then you nailed it, bitch. You nailed it.
Oh, I just want to give you the biggest hug and that comes from a totally sincere place. As someone who last night was told that you were bawling in the bathroom and said, fuck her. Yeah. Well, they told me I made you cry. Yeah. Now she wants to give her a hug. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she's like, I was just trying to motivate you in the car. I just love you. I want to see you do things. And she's like, I get it. Because you're like a Capricorn, but yesterday was a lot, okay? Because I felt judged. And I asked for help, but you conflated that with pushing me on, I might as well be a plumber, And I'm good with making out, but I do have standards.
There's a plumber? Is there a plumber? Hold on a second. I heard there's a plumber. I need some plumber dick right now.
I like that she said I have standards to Danielle, who just banged the guy. That is so funny. It's such sweet shade, and Danielle doesn't even get it. She's just like, oh, really? Because I was just like, he's hot. Go for it. Go. Race. So Gabby's still scarred from her other relationships, and they just decide to hug it out and let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
So now Kyle and Carl are cleaning, and let's pop in and see what wholesome activities these kids are up to. Carl, tell us what's traumatized you today, Carl.
So you talked to Lindsay's career stuff. Yeah, well, the way I interpret it is that she's like really worried that I like don't have a job, and like she said, it's like a turn on for her if I like hustle and have passion. I'm like, I feel like I have been hustling. Like I literally watched Hustlers with J-Lo. I'm like, hello, and I do have a passion, and like I literally just listened to the soundtrack to the musical Passion. So like, what are you talking about? Am I right?
Carl's getting gayer and gayer. Like by the time this monologue's ending, he's going to be grabbing Wes' dick in the backyard.
He's like, what have you done?
You need to trim that mustache a little bit. It's too pokey. I want to see your
like, what have you done? Seriously, like, what are you doing? Like, her business is like deactivated, and like, it seems like that's like okay. She seems to think that like bringing brand deals, like that's what her career is. I'm like, it doesn't matter what she's doing.
That is a career, you idiot.
It isn't. It is a
your
career.
Reality stars. That is a career. I mean, Paige does that for her career. Why is that a career for her, but not for anybody? Get over it. Carl,
like it is. It is a career, and the thing is, and he's acting like, he's like, sorry, I had like a brain fart. He's upset. He's like, well, what about you? You're like an influencer, but you never express that it's a turn on for you and that it's important for you that she is like, has a career path and that she's building a business, yada, yada, yada. But she has told you that this is what she's interested in, and she's established that for many years. So you can't just like turn around and throw what she's doing in her face, because that's not the same. It's not something that matters to you in the same way as it does for her.
Well, he goes into this like, I'm not trying to be tit for tat, but like, of course my ego's hurt because this narrative that I'm not doing anything or making money. Like, I've made $70,000 this year doing paid posts. Really? On what, Carl? Were they the couple posts that Lindsay was booking you guys as a couple? I mean, come on. Carl. I've not seen Carl doing like, oh my God, do you know what's great? Sugar-free cereal. Oh.
I don't think Lindsay would even be upset if Carl said, I want to be an influencer too. I think though that like what you would want is, okay, if you're going to be an influencer, like, let's see, like, be proactive about it. Like, I feel like maybe deals are coming to him, he just does them, but he's not like, oh, okay, this is my time to shoot content. This is my schedule. He's not like Cy Da Silva over in Brooklyn, That's what I imagine.
Lindsay's working this shit, right? Lindsay's DMing every brand on the planet, being like, have you heard about Lindsay Hubhouse? So, I get why he would be defensive, though, because no one likes to be told, like, it would turn me on if you were crushing it, especially on TV, and you're not crushing it. But, Carl, the whole deal that you guys had set up was you haven't worked in a really, really long time, and you're supposed to be coming up with a goal by the end of this summer, and you have not done shit except say crazy things. It's like, I want to, and by crazy, I mean, yes, the sober bar does sound crazy because it requires a ton of capital, and she's making so much more than him that it seems like he wants her to put that money in. So yes, it's like saying, I want to open Dollywood, but like for Carl. It doesn't make sense, dude. Like, get something that's like attached to the fucking ground. Now, I can understand why he would have his feelings hurt, but I would also understand like, wanting to get married to someone with a fucking job,
So he's like, I mean, I get on like the one front though, that she's like concerned about our future, but like, I don't think I ever like understood like from her that she wants to be like a stay-at-home mom, because like I've always known her to be like a career woman badass, and now all of a sudden she wants to stay at home. Like, and that's great, but like I don't have that wallet. That's like a lot of pressure for me. Okay. Her saying that when you guys have kids, she's like, she wants to take care of the kids. Like, I just feel like it's like, she didn't say she wants to be a stay-at-home mom or whatever. And like, maybe this is me coming up with mental gymnastics to defend Lindsay, but I just feel like that's a conflation there as well. I think that like, to say, oh, I want to take time off from my career to take care of my kids is different from saying like, oh, I want to be a housewife. And there is nothing wrong with being a housewife. But he's almost I feel like he is not really hearing what she's saying, which is like, when these kids come, I want to be able to have the luxury to take off from my job so I can help raise them. And he's sort of making it sound like, oh, she's doing a switch and bait. Like, actually, she didn't want to be a career.
She doesn't want to have to raise babies and demand. She needs to make sure that she can take some time off and someone's going to be able to pay the bills. And he's turning it into, oh, she's like trying to trick me into being in this relationship where I didn't know she was just wanting to be
She was
taken
being
care of.
dishonest.
Carl, no one's with you thinking you're going to take care of them forever. The whole time you've been on this show, you haven't kept one goddamn job. Even the one that you were handed on a silver platter and allowed to keep even through everything you put that job through, okay? Which is your best friend. So don't act like someone's going to be using you for your money. You're in the same white pants you showed up here in 10 years ago. So get the fuck over yourself. But on the other hand, Lindsay, you can't just get with a Carl and then expect Carl to be anything other than Carl. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Crazy. And you shouldn't be marrying somebody that you know is not going to keep a job if it's not important to you, that, or if it is important to you, that you're not going to have to take care of someone. Everybody who knows Carl knows that you're going to have to take care of Carl the rest of your life if you want something more than Chili's once a week.
Yeah, I mean, I've said a lot this season that it's unfair for Carl to put these expectations on Lindsay when she's known who Lindsay is for the past 8 years, and it just seems wild that he would expect anything different. But also, Lindsay has known who Carl is for the past 8 years, and for her to expect that Carl would suddenly become a motivated alpha male is really not in the cards.
Yeah. Okay, so Kyle, of course, is like, oh, yeah, you just need her to be supportive and not questioning. I get it, bro. He's like, yeah, like, I just never understood she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And Kyle's like, so that's the first time she's ever said that? First of all, like you said, she didn't say that. And second of all, this is not the first time Lindsay's been like, I can't wait to have your children. She literally just said it to you. And she's said it like a million times.
She literally on her list to Stravi, when she's like, here's my timeline with Stravi, it was like, have children, asterisks, and if it doesn't work out with Stravi, it could be Carl's child in like a few years instead. Like she already anticipated everything years ago.
So Carl's like, yeah, most couples have had these conversations. And Carl's like, yeah, well, I guess we should have had that conversation. You did have that conversation, Carl. It's probably around the time you promised that you would come up with a brilliant life plan by the end of the summer, I would imagine. So now it's time to let's go to Montauk. So they're splitting up into groups, and then we're back in the city. Suddenly we are spared.
We don't even see Montauk. They're like, Danielle planned a table? Okay, we'll just skip this.
Yeah, the producers are like, why would we follow a Danielle trip? No thank you.
Yeah. So we wind up, we see like Amanda working in the office, like we're in the Loverboy offices, and then like Wes is on the phone with his dad talking about how he has an interview with DraftKings and saying how it's like, he's like, it's a role to manage people who run social, but I've never really managed anyone before because I'm such a pushover. And the dad's like, hard ass. That's not really your wheelhouse, is it? His dad's like Jeff Bridges, basically, in a cowboy hat.
He's like, yeah, the length of your mustache is perfect, by the way, boy, finally. I'm like, oh, okay, he's straight. So then we're at the most unbelievable set we've ever seen on this show, but also I was so excited. I mean, you want to talk about influencing being a real job? You think these girls go to Old Navy? They do not go to Old Navy. And I love that they had to go there on the show because,
this is
the mothership.
This is what I was talking about on our Valley recap when I said,
yes, I
12
loved it.
years of podcasting, and Bravo finally took us to Old Navy.
They finally did. And
they brought us there with Paige. They brought us there with Paige, our fashionista. They brought Paige to Old Navy. I was like, they did this for Ronnie.
And that, and when I was just saying, being an influencer actually is a job. Agree with it or not, it is a job. And look at Paige. She does it. Look how well Paige does it. You know that Paige inside of an Old Navy, every alarm bell inside of her was going off. Like, run, run, Paige. This is not for you. These people are not your people. They're going to eat you, Paige. They're going to eat you. This is your Midsommar, Paige. Run, Paige. But she did it. She did it for that sack, Yeah,
well she done. Did. Good job.
She goes,
so
you know what? Like, I think I'm really into, that looks really sweet on you. Are you into cardigans? You should be. I was like, oh my God, Paige. Give her all the money in the world for this.
She did a great job. And she came with a big statement necklace. It was great. So Sierra and Amanda are there. Sierra's like, oh, I want to fill you in on Montauk, but we have to wait for Amanda because, like, first of all, if you ever leave me high and dry again with Danielle, and Paige is like, yeah. Like, driving home, I was like, wow, Sierra really is in love. Like, she's going, like, out of her way to drive further east with like Lindsay. And Sierra's like, yeah, it was like a lot. Like it was like Lindsay and Gabby and Danielle, like girls who I've not always gotten along with. Like it's shocking. And then that night I went home and I didn't put anything in my bed. It was so weird. I'm changing. I put my laptop on a shelf.
And then Paige downloads her. She's like, well, you missed it. So I'm going to tell you why you're in this rayon. I mean, this beautiful cardigan. Okay, so here's what happened. Danielle was meeting. She just starts downloading her all the anti-Danielle gossip. And so Sierra's like, yeah, well, she treats her like that because she thinks that she can treat her like that. So you need to meet her where she's at. You're not some chick to stomp on. And Amanda's like, yeah, she wouldn't even like talk to me. Instead, she only talked to Paige and then left the room because she thinks I'm a pushover. Paige is like, yeah, God. Amanda, you know what? No one really gives you credit for... I'm sorry. Where am I? My brain short circuit. Did I have a stroke? I smell toast. I'm sorry. Creativity, right?
No one gives you credit. No one gives you credit for your creativity or your ability to get me into Old Navy. And Amanda's like, I have high emotional intelligence. Sure, whatever. So I learned. By the way, does anyone want to hear this? This is funny. Amanda basically invented Loverboy. Yeah, she invented it. So that's pretty cool.
Good luck reading this sentence because it is alphabet soup. I'm so sorry. Speaking of having a stroke, when I took this note, it says, I learned abotu maanda the other day. That what? I mean, what am I? It's like I'm writing the lines for the little guy on Twin Peaks.
No, it's okay because I remember getting an email forward and it was like, if you can read this paragraph, this proves this point that like you can rearrange. Yeah. It's like, by the way, it was written by Paige apparently because I'm talking in her voice. So hi, you just got an email forward from Paige to Sorbo. So look, it turns out that you can rearrange all the letters in a word as long as the first letter and the last letter are the proper letters. Everything can be mixed up in the middle and you'll always know what word it is. And it's kind of true. So like,
that's extremely true. Yeah. That's how all my notes are. They're like this. Anyway, yeah. So she's like, oh yeah, she kept Loverboy afloat. She invented it and she kept it flowing when Kyle was broke and had nothing. And Sierra's like, oh my God, you were like a ride or die chick. And she goes, yeah, no one gives you credit, but Old Navy will. I'll bet you that. You should apply.
Yeah. Hey, so, okay, Sierra, why don't you say something uplifting? So Sierra's like, do you feel like you have an identity outside Kyle and Loverboy? Trick question, you don't. Okay, I'm sorry, you don't. But like everything you do is like so Kyle and Loverboy, and you're like so creative.
Yeah, and Paige is like, I wish you saw you the way that I see you in my head, with a coat on your head because you're just there. And I could put my coat on something, it's nice.
Yeah.
Or if I say, I don't have anywhere to put my purse, you just kind of lift your hand out and then I put my purse on your hand and you hold it until I'm done with my meal. God.
Hold on. I'm going to look at you again in my head. Oh, right now you sort of just look like an off-ramp in New Jersey. Oh my God, that's the nicest thing you could have said.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at you. I am going to read over checks that I just got from selling Old Navy credit cards. And, I can't see. It's so dark in here. And plunk, I just twisted your nose and you have a lampshade on your head and you just turned on. And now you are illuminating these checks. Thank you.
You have so much potential, LOL. And like, we can blame Kyle. And like, I love that. I love to do that. But like, you do it to yourself. And like, I don't want you to wake up and regret stuff. Oh, is it too late for that? You're in the regret phase of your life. Oh, well. I'm in my regret phase. I mean, look, we're here in Old Navy.
At one point, she's like, you know what? I just see you as this like boss bitch, like who owns companies. And like everybody, when anybody needs something creative, they're like, call Amanda Batula. And she's like, or Batula. And she goes, yeah, well, I thought of designing swimsuits because I have big boobs and I can't find swimsuits for big boobs. And they're like, great.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Well, this was a wasted day at Old Navy. Okay. But Sierra did pretend to like a cardigan. So that was hilarious.
I know. I'm like, Amanda, like you are obviously talented. You're obviously talented at graphic design. Like, I think they're trying to say blow that part up. Don't be just another generic Bravo person who wants to be a fashion designer. So now it's time to go to the Jersey Shore where Carl can visit Lou and Sharon, because he's going through a lot right now, and they look great right now, by the way. So he's going to visit them and, like, tell them about what's going on. So they go into this house that is wild. It's like just a normal little, like, shore house with a flag outside. Inside, it is like strawberry shortcake red in there. Like, it is so crazy red in that house. I don't know what's going on, and I am looking forward to the day when it is listed on House Hunters and someone has to explain this decor.
So they're like, you want to sit outside? He's like, oh, please. I love you guys, but I feel like I'm having a heart attack in here. It's terrifying in here. Can we go out? So they go out, and Lou's like, so how's summer, kid? And he's like, well, it hit me this spring that my time going to the Hamptons is going to, like, change because, like, I'm 38. And it's the summer before I get married, which means the summer before I'll probably have kids, and the summer before Lindsay uses me the rest of her life to live in the mansion that I'm supposed to provide that I just found out about a week ago. So, great. Doing great.
And he's like, yeah, Lindsay wants to have a family at some point, which is kind of like a newsflash to me. Like, since when do people get married and start families, right? And the mom's like, Sharon's like, yeah, well, so you ready to have a family? He's like, well, yes and no. Like, I already know since Curtis passed, it's a reminder that I care about family. It's scary. It's a really scary thing. I'm scared. And she's like, well, you should be scared. Yeah, well, but like, we have like young energy. It's just like weird. It's like a weird time for me right now, Mom.
So the parents immediately get to what they're getting at. They do not beat around the bush, but they're trying not to make it sound like they don't know exactly what they're supposed to say here. He's like, well, we still have a young energy, Mom. And she's like, and it's not hard with the sober thing. And he's like, it's not like I'm struggling to the point where I get shakes when I go into a bar, but I do struggle with drunken behavior. And she's like, yeah, which, by the way, I totally get. And for me, that would be enough reason to not marry somebody. Not because they should change their whole life for you, but I can't marry somebody who can eat whatever they want. You know what I mean? That's my struggle. I can't be around someone who's like, I can just have a little ice cream, so I'm going to have 10 gallons of it in the house. I can't do that. And I can't be around it when you do. I'm not saying I'm not projecting my shit onto Carl. I'm just saying when she's completely flagrantly disregarding and being drunk all the time, he still has to kiss her. You know what I mean? I would think that right there is enough reason to get the hell out of there. I would.
Yeah. And so
I'm just trying to be on Carl's side for 2 minutes, just to give a little fun before we get into it.
No, we firmly believe this relationship should not have gone forward. Actually, we were saying that last season, to be honest, and we don't think that
literally every season they've dated.
We don't think that Lindsay's healthy for Carl, and we are in total agreement with really all the internet on this. It's just that we also think that Carl deserves some shit in this. He really does. So Lou's like, so how long has Lindsay been sober? 6 months or so? Is she drunk enough yet that she thinks her house looks good? And Carl's like, well, yeah. And he's like, you must have felt really supported. Yeah, I felt incredibly supported, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not trying to dictate her life. I'm just trying to shrug and look off into the distance when she does something I don't like. That's all. Well, isn't that hard to be around? I mean, look, I want her to have a healthy relationship with alcohol, but it's not about the alcohol. She's not this monster. I mean, if you want to call her a monster, feel free. I'm not going to. But again, if you would like to, maybe if you'd like to talk about your favorite energy drink and then say her name right afterwards and maybe say like they equal each other, that's cool. I'm not going to say it, though.
So she's like, okay, but, she needs to understand what you need, though, And he's like, well, she does, but, I love her. I love her so much. And, I do. But there's some things we're trying to navigate, because we don't communicate. And, he's doing this thing where he's like, look at me, not complaining about Lindsay at all. I mean, everything's great. So we don't communicate sometimes, guys. Like, stop trying to talk me out of being with Lindsay. But the reason they're coming up with all this stuff is because of what you've told them over and over, right? So they're like, is her alcoholism bothering you? Is her flagrant abuse bothering you, Carl? He's like, no, I love the one. Where would you even get that idea?
But at the same time, he's also being so indirect about how he really feels, as usual, that it's kind of like...
that's what I mean. He's like hinting, so they'll have to
Well, it's funny because like what you're picking up on is he's being indirect, and he wants he basically is kind of duping his parents to be the bad guys in this situation, which I think is true. And my response of it was more like he's being totally indirect and not just saying what he wants to say, that like his parents are like, oh God, for fuck's sake, just dump her already. And that's what I really responded to. I really responded to that other facet of it. I think both facets are there together, you know?
Yeah, I think that's happening. I just think that he's told them all the other stuff so much very directly. Like now he's acting like, oh, I'm on camera, I would never disrespect Lindsay. But he's already told them Lindsay's abusive, Lindsay's coming home drunk all the time and starting fights with him, which is probably all true. I'm not calling any of that a lie. But then he's coming over here acting like, geez, I would never talk badly about Lindsay. And they're like, but she's abusive and a drunk. Like you've already told us this. Yeah. But I think he is exasperating them to the point where he's like, I'm just going to say this on camera.
Well, because we're all sitting here watching and be like, Carl, dump her. Like, she's not what you need. She's not what you want. You're not being honest with yourself. Stop pussyfooting around it. Stop trying to be like, well, you know, it's a lot of situations, a lot of things to think about. Just be like, you made a mistake. It's okay. You guys are not compatible. Move on.
Also, I think Carl might just be one of those people who doesn't want to be with somebody, because we've seen kind of evidence of that for years now. And I think people are pressured to want to be with somebody. And I think this is kind of his get out of jail free card. It's like, you don't really have to be with somebody. You're in a miserable relationship where you can be kind of the victim the whole time. And then you have an excuse to not be with anybody forever or for years, because you are so traumatized by this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
maybe
so
Carl has some soul searching about the sort of person that he wants to be
searching,
with.
I'm in.
Maybe there's some larger issues at play. So Carl's basically like, I don't want to be a dictator. I don't want to be the one telling her like, don't do that, because he doesn't want to be
back in the car.
like.
I'm the dictator.
Sorry, that was my bad. It's my bad,
Sorry.
Mama. I should know not to say dick or Roman Daniels. Dick! I can't even reference it that way.
I'm just going to use the bathroom before I leave. God damn, this house is red.
So I think like so mom's like, it's the most important part is that she has to understand what you need. Yeah, no, I think she does understand, especially when I don't tell her and I just look off into space. But like when I experience something, I try to communicate, and then we miss each other, mainly because my version of communication is, it's fine, which I usually say when it's not fine. It's pretty cool.
And then Lou goes, and do you live in fear of that? Of an explosion? Oh, okay. And he's like, yeah. I worry that there's been drinking because, like, I sense she's upset and I, have to tread lightly. And Lou's like, okay, so you love her and you want to defend her. I get it. But when you came to Pittsburgh Memorial Day weekend and you were hurting, that was because of your relationship. And frankly, Carl, it appeared to be almost abusive. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm going to nod. Yeah, I'm going to nod at that. I don't share every fight, but in May, I went home and they were concerned. Especially when I said, Lindsay abuses me. So Lou is like, well, I understand. It's a very strong word, but I like my word strong like I like my decor, okay? And, you were really affected. He's like, yeah. Decor. I knew it was worth coming inside. I was about to go home.
I saw some Tootsie Rolls in that candy dish. I hope you don't mind them taking them home. They look like dick. Bye, dick. So Lou's like, I know abuse is strong, but I'm saying it anyway, damn it. And Carl is telling us, look, I wish I didn't tell my mom I had a fight, but I'm human, okay? I had to talk to my mom, and and there's a long time I literally did not talk to anybody because I was so afraid that if I had fear. I lived in fear, he says. His exact words, because they're even better than I can make them. I lived in fear that if I shared something and Lindsay found out, that I would get into trouble. You're 30-fucking-8 years old, and you've known Lindsay a decade. Get the fuck out of here with this. Is anybody at this point still buying this? This is infuriating.
I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to be called into the principal's office. I'd have to go to detention, be in the Breakfast Club.
Literally
so Lou is like,
yeah,
it was very, it's just sad. So Lou is like, well, whatever that was, has that changed, by the way? Because I'm getting a little embarrassed for you. And Carl's like, I'm certainly guilty and I'm accountable for my role. It's not all on her, you know. It was like, you know what, you got married because of the relationship you have. But if you're fearful and it's not working, getting married isn't going to solve that, you dum-dum.
Yeah, they're like, marriage sucks even when you want to be married. And he's like, well, I want her to be happy. And that's why I'm depressed after the fights. Because I'm like, am I even the right guy for you? Oh, I'm just so selfless. All I really
That's
care.
why he's depressed.
Even as I get
he's depressed because he's worried.
Yeah, I'm getting abused, but really, all I'm concerned about is if Lindsay is happy. Is Lindsay happy in this?
I'm so depressed that I'm not even sure that I'm the right guy for her. Lou's like, okay. That's not indicative of. Hold on. Indicative. I'm just waiting for it.
Ding, ding, ding. I think I left my keys inside. Ding!
All right.
Thank you. Sorry, I was scrolling. I missed a day.
It's amazing how many times we wind up saying dick around this household anyway. Dick! Okay. You're not allowed to say it when I'm referencing it directly.
I'm embarrassed to miss that. Okay. But to be fair, I was scrolling through my notes and that was an added dick. Okay.
Well, you know, sometimes I don't speak with proper diction. God damn it.
God damn it. All right, found him. Dick.
Listen, only people with a healthy relationship should be thinking of marriage. It's way harder. I'm not sure. Is that going to cause her to say something?
Nope. Still getting in my car over here.
Well, it's way harder and so much painful to end a marriage than to get it right in the first place. Okay, I'm a minister. I've married tons and tons of people, and some people I wouldn't marry them, not in good conscience. Okay, I'm not doing the wedding, but if I were, I don't know that I'd do it.
Yeah, if I were, I'd say, listen, if you're going to say your vows, I want to make sure that you're both using good diction. Dick. Okay, I'm driving down the street now. Dick.
She's driving a Jetsons car. So then he's like, you know what? If I were doing this wedding, and I'm not, but if I were, I wouldn't do it. So it's like,
okay. I love that he's getting all diva about it. He's like, I will not perform this wedding. All right, you can.
And it's like so serious. It's like the music's like, oh, and then all of a sudden he goes, and the mom Sharon goes, I mean, not right now, not right. Yeah, no, not right now, not right now. But we could do it. It's like nice hedge there at the end.
Yeah. So he's like, you didn't envision this, and it's going to get worse when you're married, kid. And I don't think you're ready in this present time. So if you continue, you're setting yourself up for a world of pain. And I know part of you knows this because you literally told me every day on FaceTime that you're being abused and you need help. And please send a plane, which I can't afford. But I would if I could. And I know it's painful to hear, but I'm speaking truth. Get out. And Carl's like, oh my God, that is just such a fucking mess now. It's such a mess.
I'm so emotional that I'm gonna wipe away my tears with my index finger, which everyone does, and that's a very natural way to cry. So basically, Lou is like, come on, kid. So, but then we see the previews for next week, and this is where my blood boils. Carl's like, well, Lou says that I shouldn't marry you. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Actually, he says, Lou says I wouldn't marry you guys right now. I mean, what the hell? You're going to throw Lou under the bus to Lindsay, and you're going to like hide behind Lou said it, not like this is how I feel.
Absolute fucking wuss, this guy. What a spineless little wuss. And the thing is, it's not even spineless because it actually takes a lot of balls to do what he's doing. And I don't understand the motivation.
He does the right thing, ultimately, you know? It's what you're saying.
What?
Right. It takes that ultimately Carl does end the relationship.
No, I'm saying that it takes what he's doing, if he's so afraid of Lindsay and all of this, really takes a lot of balls to come on camera and just be this manipulative. Like, to me, it's just it's so obvious. Like, I can't understand why he's doing, except for the reasons earlier that possibly he's setting himself up to have an excuse to not have to be in a relationship. I mean, I don't really know what it is. I don't know what he gains out of this, or if he just likes fucking with people. But it's so beyond to me that I just don't really get what's happening. But it's gross to watch it, you know? And when you're making Lindsay look this good to me, because Lindsay is a monster. Like, I have to stress that every week. I get how Lindsay's a monster. I don't think anything he's saying is a lie. It's just his role in it is so diminished. And, and I believe he's a monster too. He's just so good at hiding it. And I don't understand, if you're not going to go through with it, why even bother with this? You've broken up. You've disappointed millions of people on this show. It's not like, women that you've dated on this show. You've disappointed everyone. I don't understand why it's so crazy now that you would do it now,
Yeah, I just think I think where the root of my frustration is very similar to yours, which is that you're unhappy in this relationship. It's clear you're unhappy, but you're too afraid to end it, and then you're going to end it the last minute, and it's just going to be mortifying for her. And we're saying that we support you ending it. You should. This is not the right relationship. And, people get scared and people get in situations and they're it's scary and it's hard. And so I understand it's not the moment you have doubts, you should just end something. But it just feels like he's coaxing this out and he's hiding behind other people. And in the end, the one who's going to get hurt the most is going to be Lindsay. And it just feels rude to me.
Well, I think that he's been planning this whole season to do it, I think he came on doing it because you see him at the beginning of the season starting to fuck with her to get her mad, at least I saw it that way. It's when they were playing basketball in the park and he's like, I'm going to stop saying babe. And she's like, I really wish that you would just stop caring what people think, which is a sign that they had this discussion before and she already told him how she felt and he waited to have it on camera to piss her off. Certain things like that where it's or waiting until they're in an Uber and so we never get to see who really started this fight, or, there's all these little clues that leads me to believe that he's been setting her up this whole season to look like a monster so that he can leave her. So why is he doing that and then waiting until the very end for the ratings? Because it seemed to me at first, Lindsay was kind of using this to be her scandal because they keep evoking it, and she's going to get to be this big victim and this Ariana kind of a star at the end of it. But now that I've actually watched the season, I'm but Carl seems to be the one who's doing this. Carl seems to be the one who's setting it up and waiting until this is the season finale so they can bring it back the cameras and he can get all the pity and all this. So I don't know. I guess my question is, what's the motivation?
I don't know, but we're going to find out. So, as usual, we always wind up spending so much time getting into these debates about, not really debates this year. I feel like we're really in line this year on this stuff, but we always wind up talking so much more about the show when we do our Summer House recaps. Something weird about it, but anyway, thanks everyone.
Relationships at the end of the day. You look great, by the way.
You look great, by the way. Thanks everyone for listening. It's been a great, super fun week for us. Everyone who's going to be in LA or Southern California, please come to our show next week in Hollywood. It's going to be May 3rd at the Kookaburra Lounge. We're going to be recapping it. We're doing a Dwell Hello. Tickets at watchwhatcrappens.com. And again, be sure to get your tickets for Europe, and London is really very close to being sold out. So really hop on those if that's something that you're interested in. And we will catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Hitchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
50 high school senior girls descend on Mobile, Alabama every summer to compete for a massive cash prize. It isn't Survivor. It's one of America's most lucrative scholarship competitions for teen girls. It's been around for 7 decades. Now you'll hear what took place behind the scenes. From Pineapple Street Studios and Wondery, this is The Competition. I'm your host, Shima Oliai, and I was Nevada's contestant 20 years ago. Now I'm returning as a judge to find out what 2 weeks with 50 of the country's most ambitious teens can tell us about girlhood in America. What happens when the competitors are thrown into the deep end with the best and brightest? And how does surviving the competition prepare them for everything that comes after? Follow The Competition on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of The Competition early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
I love a good parasocial relationship with a celebrity who will probably never know my name.
I mean, honestly, who knows? Don't count yourself out. But my favorite part about these feuds is how they're ignited by the tiniest things.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
I accidentally laminated my brows too much.
It starts small and then it gets so big.
To be honest, Naomi, I'm fearful of you to this day.
I don't know her.
We all just have to admit, we're addicted. Everybody has opinions. Everyone picks sides.
Leave Britney Spears alone right now!
From Wondery, I'm Sydney Battle.
And I'm Matt Belisai.
And this is Dis and Tell, where we unpack why we get so invested in these feuds and whether or not our attention only makes the whole thing worse.
Follow Dis and Tell wherever you get your podcasts.